Welcome back. HCL Tech will be reporting its Q1 numbers tomorrow. The stock's actually under quite a bit of pressure today. Rima is here with the key expectations. Rima?
Thanks so much for that. So revenue growth for HCL Technology will look muted. So we're expecting a dollar revenue growth of 2%, and this will be lower than what peers have reported. The reason why revenue growth will be impacted, it's on account of the second COVID wave. If you remember, the company has a significant presence in the NCR region. The reported margins will look significantly higher at 19.19%. It will be an increase of 250 basis points, and that's because in the prior quarter there was an impact of the wage hike, and plus the pyramid kicks in with fresher hiring, which will help in reducing the employee cost. We expect the company to reiterate its FY22 guidance of double-digit constant currency revenue growth and EBIT margins in a range of 19 to 21%. The stock, remember, now is trading at a 12-year high valuation discount of 30% vis-a-vis a Wipro. So HCL Technology is trading at 20 times FY22 PE, while a Wipro is now at 26 times. And the stock in the last 1 year has underperformed its peers, especially peers like HCL Tech and Tech Mahindra, which are closer to the company in size. Back to you.
Okay, Rima, thanks for that. Dipan Mehta is joining us now in this last leg of the show. Dipan, good afternoon. Your thoughts on HCL Tech?
Yeah, Amit, good afternoon, and thanks for having me on your show. And I think HCL Tech remains our top pick. First, a disclosure that we and our clients are invested in it, and it's been an underperformer, and I expect that it will cover lost ground over the next couple of quarters or so. And I think HCL Tech also is a slightly differentiated business model where they focus a lot more on products and platforms as compared to its peer group companies. And these things, I think, take time to kind of fructify in terms of top line. And whatever concerns investors have as far as margins are concerned, I think they'll get normalized over the next 2-3 quarters as the wage hikes try and get spread out over higher volumes of business which come through. So very positive on entire technology sector and HCL Tech in particular. Especially in HCL Tech, because there is scope for the P multiples also to move up higher, and maybe they could have growth rates which are superior to maybe Infosys and TCS as well.
Okay, Dipan, hi, good to have you on the show. Hope you're keeping well. I want to ask you about Bharti. It's had a good day today, 3% up, and it's all eyes on the Apex Court on Monday. Let's see what they have to say on the AGR matter. But what's the view on the stock? The thing is, every time it comes to that 600, 620 zone, that's where it usually stalls.
Yeah, that's right. So it's been a big disappointment. I think markets have rallied significantly, and Bharti Airtel has just been a major laggard. I think what is clearly impacting the sentiment is the inability of the company to increase tariffs. And so long as Jio is keeping those tariff rates lower, Bharti Airtel has to just follow suit. And despite gaining market share in terms of new subscribers, the company's performance continues to remain a bit of stress because of absence of rate increases. As and when that happens is difficult to call at this point of time. But yes, I think, as you said it, any favorable decision on the AGR from the Supreme Court in terms of lower liability will be certainly welcomed by the investors in the market. In the meantime, I think investors need to remain invested. At some point of time, you will see a tariff hike. And then all of that tariff hike usually goes to the bottom line because of the high fixed cost which the company usually has. Also, at the same time, in Bharti Airtel, we are seeing a lot of value being created in some of the other businesses which have a digital complexion in them. And at some point of time, some sort of unlocking of value also could take place. And in terms of balance sheet quality, I think there are no concerns as far as Bharti Airtel is concerned. And telecom will remain one of the major industries. And if you do have a duopoly, then Bharti Airtel will be a major beneficiary.
Okay, well, let's just pull out United Spirits once again and just revisit this stock. The reason I'm saying is that, like Nimish was saying, if this is a clean out trade and the overhang is gone, I just want to compare what United Spirits has done over, say, last 1 year and compare that to some of the other liquor stocks. There's, of course, management change as well. Now, this is a stock which, has not done anything over the last 8 to 10 years. Dipan, a lot of people believe there's a lot of value in the stock, right? But at the same time, the performance has been an issue. But now with this sort of overhang out of the way, does it deserve a fresh look?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this is clearly a secular growth story. I think given our demographics and low penetration level as far as some of the brands that United Spirit has got, I think there's considerable scope for steady 8 to 10 double-digit type of volume growth for the company. And all the internal restructuring is over and done with, and they are focused on the right products in the right territories. And there's a change of management as well, which sometimes leads to a better performance. So I'm quite hopeful on United Spirits. And one thing I did notice is despite the lockdown and the pandemic, I think liquor companies, beer companies came with decent set of volume growth rates. And that does suggest that as and when the entire country opens up and you're able to have more functions and more parties, then certainly consumption of liquor will move up. And that will be very beneficial for United Spirits. I think the company has right-sized itself. It's taken care of a lot of the cost aspects as well. And I think it is poised to do much better. It's one of the nice secular consumer-oriented growth stories can investors could look to invest in with a 3 to 5 year type of a view.
Dipan, finally, one sector that has absolutely dazzled everybody this week is the market infrastructure plays, right? Whether we're talking about stock exchanges or depositories or brokers, even asset managers are, completely lit up. You tell us specifically on the, exchanges side or the broker side, is it getting a bit excessive, or do you think it's all very well justified? Would you play anything here?
See, I think that these stocks had been lagging the index for a long time, and now with the market in full bloom as it is just now, and these are high operating leverages businesses, these platforms, whatever top line comes to because of higher volume will flow to the bottom line. So I think we may see very good numbers coming in from the likes of BSE or CDSL for that matter, and brokerages are completely in an orbit of themselves because of increased retail volumes, which is the more profitable segment. So I think that so long as markets remain bullish, volumes are higher, you will see these companies do exceedingly well. But at these levels, I would be a bit cautious because at the end of the day, these are cyclical businesses, and if the stock markets start to do badly and volumes come off, then you could see an adverse impact on the profitability. But one company which comes to mind, which looks quite interesting, is IEX, India Energy Exchange, and that's got a monopoly on power trading, and it's got a lot of new product launches as well, which are quite interesting and available at reasonable valuations. So with usual disclosure, I think we are quite interested in that company, and we see very good growth momentum over the next 2-3 years for IEX.
Okay, all right, Dipan, always great having you on the show. Thanks very much. Have a good weekend, and we'll connect again perhaps next week. Well, with that, it's time to start wrapping things up. And Anuj, I was looking at the week's tally as well. Very interesting. 1.5% up on the Nifty, 2% on the Bank Nifty, again 1.5% on the mid cap index, and 4% on the small cap index. Your thoughts as we wrap up?
Yeah, so don't fix it if it's not broken. That's been the market's message. Just stay with the flow and participate in this market. At some point, of course, there will be a correction, but you can't base your decisions preempting any correction. Let's talk about the stocks then, which led the market. Reliance made a decent